And we are back. Let me make sure I've got stupid permission stuff set up on Twitch channel. Make sure everything is set up properly and all the necessary tags. Since Twitch doesn't remember what tags you've set for a certain game. Okay. Alright. So, I did not stream on this Sunday. My apologies for this past Sunday. My apologies for that. A whole bunch of Christmas stuff came up that basically made it a bit out of the question for me to be able to stream that day. On the usual places real quick. Okay, get some people notified. So if someone do what? People want to watch with me, they can do so. Well, yeah. So holiday stuff, Christmas prep happened, so that kind of ruled out doing a Sunday stream. I will make up for it this coming Sunday. I might even do something on New Year's Eve. I'm not going to stream till midnight, but I will do something. So yeah, last time I ticked off the lodge because they're like they're working with a racist guy who's willing to go full Wayne Grow. I mean, I'm a professional, but I also have certain professional standards. And if you're going to require me to work with a jerkface who's going to just go off and start going on a murder rampage and not try to de-escalate the situation, like, you put me up with the Wayne Girl, stick me up with the Mr. Blonde, I'm gonna have none of that. That's the truth. So okay, one more side quest. 8-hour plats. Which one is that one? Remember that one? Right, that's Xavier's quest. I'm in for cash. Pretty good. And I bought a bunch of gear upgrades, so that's good. And let's support the street performers. Alright. Is there anyone special I should bring on this quest? Okay. Alright, let's go. Wait. No, I got Blitz his. There you go. Blitz now has Max. So let's bring him along. Glory. And please bring Dietrich and. No, because I haven't gotten Glory's loyalty mission yet, so I want to bring her along for that. Let's bring Iger, because we need someone who's got lots of guns. Let's check this out and see how it goes. Also, the other thing on Sunday was me giving my keyboard a good cleaning. Always make sure to clean your keyboard. I haven't cleaned this keyboard like thoroughly cleaned it since I got it, and so it's really nasty. Anyway, lockdown. The ride to Adnarplatz is a dismal one. Your only company on the train is an elderly dwarf in a ragged peacoat. He spends most of the time muttering to himself. When the train rattles to a stop, he slowly rises from his perch and begins to hobble towards the doorway. The stage itself isn't much different. An old, broken-down thing at the end of its useful life, feebly toddling towards obsolescence. This area of Berlin has clearly seen better days. A window of light shines up from the surface, steam that looks stale. Slowly, you begin to climb. Alright, you know what? One dose of hyper. Bring a gold trauma kit just to be safe. Streets above Adnarplatz are dark and dismal. This key's seen some better days. Everything here reeks of economic depression and faded glory. Looming above you is a fortress-like, seemingly impregnable facility. The windows have been shuttered with enormous steel panels, lending the entire building a sinister appearance. That's our target, settled in bioscience. I wonder what happened in there. They grew bountiful here. It might still be happening, but I will go with. I should hope it's not still happening. I think we're gonna find out it's the more comforting option. There's a cheerful thought. Come on, Chief, let's get this over with. It is cheerful. That is pseudo-cheerful, but it is more cheerful than it might still be happening. Steel bolted door. Door's a little tight. Dirt, dust, and grime have caked on the door corner. It's been clear no one's been through here in many months. You can see the hydraulic jacks locking the door in place near the bottom of the frame. Look at the started tires. Steaming, faded waves of stench wash over you as you draw near. God damn, that's rank. I'll stay back here. If you don't mind, I have better things to do than dig through a pile of decomposing trash. It might not be decomposition. The steam could be coming from a grate, or a vent under the pile. Yeah, well, I'm not touching it. Blew it aside. There is indeed a grand tunnel. However, there's also a matrix port over here. And if I'm lucky, I can deck in and hone the network. Like, not just unlock the door and disable the lockdown, but like, oh, turn on the surveillance cameras and get ownership of inside security for the facility before I move in. Corrosion level 2, killer level 2, medic level 2, sniffer level 1, and I haven't gotten any ESPs yet. There's the door. I didn't take the blast. You're Sparky. And you're over there, and you can't do squat, and you're gonna like it. You haven't buffed yourself, so you're having trouble there. Now I just have to get over there so I can get to the front door. I think... Yep, that's the front door over there. So I think I successfully played it smart and cleared everybody out. Yep, okay, so it warps you around over here. And then when you disable the front door locks, you also drop the barriers. You can just bypass and go straight to jacking out. So sadly, I don't get access to the internal security system. That would have been a nice thing to have. Encouraged for Decker to handle this. Oh, let's say hi. Sadly, there was no like real data in there that we could work with. I'll try something from a video standpoint. There we go. Shifting to full screen, this does mean I'm not going to see the chat. Let me bring it up on my phone. Hopefully this works nicely. Alright. And I think that if I set it... Hopefully I had to set it over here. No, it's over there. Okay, just a second. Here we go. My Christmas present for myself. A phone and tablet stand. Perfect for displaying your stream chat on the stream. Haha. Observation terminal. This terminal governs the animal testing wing of bioscience. Entries containing concerning animal test subjects and the procedures performed upon them fill the menu screen. Hellhound testing protocols and Basilisk testing protocols. This entry contains notes on a variety of basic test procedures performed on a kennel of Hellhound test subjects. Apparently, there are several memos appended to the file. Apparently, scientists are working in the animal testing wing where the West is convinced that working with dangerous fire-breathing animals would yield useful results than the executives were. Basilisks. This entry covered the various forms of experimentation and testing performed in Sutherland's prized possession of rare albino basilisks acquired from a exotic animals dealer in Portugal. He was a primary focus of passion project Sutherland attempted to create a magically active piece of bioware. Why the executives in charge felt that a basilisk would make a test subject is not clarified. This procedure is performed on the creature is extensive, including a series of unanesthetized thoracic surgeries. That could end very badly for the people doing the surgery. It's also cruel to the basilisk. And I wish I'd actually brought the party shaman with me. Check the setting over here real quick. There we go. Gain is higher and we're in hardy and highway scale mode. Okay. Extra blood. I'm curious. What does extra blood do? Scientific terminal. Inventory control system for Sutherland Biosciences merchandise. Scroll down the amber lettering against a solid black background. A glowing cursor awaits your input. Orchem ring, tissue banks, organ farm, breakdown analysis, replication, fabrication, contract fulfillment, and special projects. Let's start work our way down. This entry contains a complete breakdown of the standard organs that are being grown in the organic chemistry ring of Southern Bioscience. It seems that the lab was outfitted with the capacity to mass produce vat-grown many human organs, including hearts, kidneys, livers, and lungs. The material would then be used for testing purposes. That makes sense. Breakdown and analysis. This entry contains a complete log of studies performed by Sutherland employees on the products of competing biotech companies. Biosamples provided by Universal Omnitech, Xiaowei's Proteus AG, and Biogene have all gone under the knife here, and the results of each dissection have been meticulously recorded. Notes on Stone's attempts to replicate products and people's dissected and studied. information here, Shadowrun performed a shocking level of success producing generic versions of a wide variety of commercial and restricted spyware products. Knockoff products to be commissioned by an outside investor have been moved into cold storage at the executive wing pending transport. I'm assuming that the outside investor would be our client. Fulfillment. And it's a complete breakdown of the organs waiting in cold storage to be cleaned by clients and investors. Can bliss you see a number of high-end security level enhancements in inventory. Bioware like this would normally run tens of thousands of new yen. This is what Exkibiel was commissioning Shadowrun to produce, so he could undercut all his competitors and still make an ungodly profit. And finally, special projects. Number of projects involved invasive testing on awakened animals. You saw stuff up before. Number of hellhounds with medical histories, but here's the most experienced procedures were performed on a subject named Billy, but who or what Billy might be has been left undisclosed. Billy is probably the Basilisk. Billy the Basilisk, because alliteration. There we go. And we're back in the central area. Oops, I didn't want to climb down yet. I want to go back up. Because there's some control panels here I forgot to take a look at. Clearance panel, clearance B panel, keycard panel. If I can crack any of these. Yes, I can! Lock behind the tech bag lock with a swipe key access system, but the status screen indicates the lock has been overridden by a local computer on the network. Let's crack the door. Ah, shit. Ah, crap. Actually, I better have you fall back there, but you know what? It's a bit late for that now. Set a drone to fight a drone. That's not good. Alright, Iger. Go back, you better cover here. Fix up the adrenal pump. Back to me. Attack you. Missed. Not good. There we go. There we go, it's much better. Attack you next. I'll block this, no good. Load of targets. Okay. Iger is going to switch to the sniper rifle because it's a better shot. Let's mark you too, because you're a pain in my butt right now. Do yourself. I know you're immune to bleed, but I don't particularly care. You don't have bleeds. It can't bleed, so that's not much use. So back to the gun. And I'm throwing a shot from here. There we go. That's better. General cash. Wild-haired young man in a tattered lab coat confronts you. His hair, beard is bushy and unkempt, but bare patches of skin show through. You there! Who are you? He stalks toward you, hands twitching. How dare you enter my domain? Let's be cool. Flick fun. There's this. How cool do you want to play this? Thought this lab was abandoned, or pleased to meet you. Let's introduce myself. Well, Count Zero, I am not pleased to meet you. You have centered a trespasser on my sovereign territory. You have murdered my citizens. You have invaded my home. Got a live one here, Chief. You are a murderer, a monster. You will pay. And you are? I am Philip Rex, the Night King of Sutherland Bioscience. Have you banished for your transitions, Elfling? Banished to the underworld and left to the ravages of the all-powerful Billy. Your boss is blinking. Hold still while I fetch the robots that will banish you. What are you talking about? That's a good way to put it. I am the sovereign ruler of this building, now and forever. He bumps on his chest further. By right of succession, the former laboratories of Sunderland Bioscience belong to me. Succession? Who died? His eyes bulge. Everybody! Everyone but me. Once I shared the authority with another, my dear friend Heiner. Our triumvirate led this building to a golden age. Together we liberated the animal testing labs and annexed them into our territory. Then Sander got eaten by Billy, and the burden of leadership fell onto my shoulders. The best maker of the peasantry, I scrubbed their plastic cases on a daily basis, and I crew into pleasing melodies to ease their troubled minds. But those days are over now. My peasants are now dead. You destroyed something beautiful. You can leave now. Leave? I'm a king, never. Just. Well, I'm a proud ruler. This is my sovereign territory. I'll never abandon it. Unimportant quest. Keeping his face instantly vanishes. When approached, it looked like curiosity. Oh? Well, that changes everything. Perilous quests and civilian casualties go together like chocolate and peanut butter. I can't stay mad at you for that. Oh, okay. Tell me about this quest of yours, good elfling. Please, leave nothing to imagination. You have my rapt attention. First, stop calling me elfling. Bio prototypes in the executive wing. Executive wing? Madness. This is a warning, noble stranger. If you intend to forge your way in the land of milk and honey, you do so at your own peril. The underworld stands between you and your goal, and the underworld is home to the murderous Billy. He is the albino basilisk, right? Was is right. Now he's so much more. A creature of legend. Years of experimentation have made the beast into the ultimate killing machine. He's smarter than 10 men, and 5 times as deadly. How do I get into the executive wing once I get past him? Well, stranger, if you can't be persuaded, I will help you. Produces a produces a thin strip of plastic, permits me to flourish. Most prized possession. Incomparable keycard B. Using this, you can descend the underworld and face Billy. To survive the encounter, search for the long missing keycard E. Use it to reopen the executive wing, and I will see to it you are richly rewarded. You have indeed quite lost it. However, I can't really fault you for it. You've kind of gone full, silent running, the movie that is. I hate to have to fight his drones. Speaking of terminals, see if we can find out information where Billy is. Mia set up his wired the building security system. Video feeds from all over the facility can be viewed here. Okay, to the system, you find a number of archived video feeds from the building surveillance system. In addition, episodes 1 through 6 of an old Slovakian period fantasy series called Night Kings of Lightning Hold have been saved to the machine's desktop. Oh, I remember that show. It was horrible. I mean, like, really, really bad. Made Neil the Orc Barbarian look like high art. Me and my buddies in the Schwartz Harrison used to get high and laugh at it. It only ran for 7 episodes before it got pulled. According to the viewers' file system, each of the 6 episodes have been viewed over 400 times in the past 2 years. The last marathon viewing was this morning. Oh dear. I mean, Mike, Joel, and the host of Mystery Science Theater 3000, they at least got different movies. I'm so sorry. 18-month ago archive. Kicks in. Philip is engaged in a discussion with someone staying just outside camera mage. You can see his shadows juice in the shadow, but nothing more. Human in Hitman in his early 20s. Look, if I have this long, we play our cards right and do a little bit of rationing. I reckon we can live off the executive snack bar for a long time to come. We'll have plenty of fat and sugar. That won't be a problem. Got mixed nuts for protein, and we can get our vitamins and minerals from diet bars. There aren't many of those, but like I said, we'll ration. I'm going to bet we can hold out 2 to 3 months on what's stashed away in that snack bar. We should be rescued before we run dry. Fooling yourself, man. Ignoring an unpleasant truth rather than facing it. We have to accept the fact that we can be stuck in here for the long haul. The snacks are great and all, but they can't be our staple food stuff. We have to stretch them out as far as humanly possible. I mean, supplementing them with something more substantial. You don't mean... Look, think of it as farming, right? We look after our crops while there's food to eat. We have enough supplies on hand to keep the tissue cultures and the org-chem ring growing indefinitely. What we're talking about is growing meat for our own survival. That's all it is. Meta-human meat, Phil. Synthetic hearts and livers and kidneys growing to be implanted to people like you and me. You're talking about eating people parts. It's fucking disgusting, and I won't do it. Unless you fancy dying of malnutrition, you're going to have to. You know as well as I do. Organ meats are rich in environmental minerals. Choline, COQ10, vitamin D, bioavailable iron. All things that we're going to need if we want to survive in the long term. You won't find much vitamin D in licorice sticks and cocoa nubs. You're talking like they're not going to rescue us. We're in Berlin, Heiner. What they? Who do you think's coming? We've been prepared to survive here for a long time, maybe years, and that means making the most of the resources at our disposal. You're talking about resorting to cannibalism, man. No. You're talking about eating meat. Well, he wasn't wrong about how long he's going to hold up here. And flickers in the frame. Philip leaning against the wall, just chewing on an unidentifiable hunk of cooked meat. He looks miserable. The door comes expectantly and pushes it away. Heiner's voice crackles of the intercom. Philip doesn't look up. I'm going now, Phil. No more arguments, okay? There's a long pause. Lou responding. Philip takes another bite of meat and gnashes at it with his teeth. I'm gonna kill that fucking thing. You'll see. That goddamn basilisk is going down. Once we get out down to the sewers again, we might be able to find a way out. This is our chance, Philip. Wish me luck. Philip says nothing, but you continue to play for a time, then cuts to static. Months ago. Video feed figures on the screen. You find Philip standing in the corner of the room that you're in now. He looks haggard, exhausted, and carries a haunted look in his eyes. Heiner is absent. The music pipes in from somewhere off screen. Philip turns to stare in the direction that the music came from. A smooth baritone voice sings out a phrase in Slovak. A half second later, a different voice shouts a translation in German. Night Kings of Lightning Hold! Oh man, that's it, that's the show. I forgot how bad the dub job was. Philip stares, glassy eyes, as the show begins. This side music blares. Troll actor. A deep, trollish voice rumbles out of the media center's speakers. I, Titonius Rex, will defend my realm. I was not singing, you have to do this line. I, Titonius Rex, will defend my realm. I do so swear it before my magic sword, Argonar. This I do swear. Elf actress. An alarmingly breathy, elvish voice sings out in response. But Teutonius, the Jubilthorn hordes will smite you if you stay. People in that valley are only peasants. You need to throw your life away for them. Flee with me into the enchanted wood of Tralashin. Please make this stop. My life is sworn to protect those peasants, she-elf. To protect those peasants, she-elf. Run back to your enchanted trees if you will, but a Night King will never flee. But Titonius, her voice comes out in a linting wail, you cannot die. I love you. Then go to your father and beseech him to rally his elf troops southward, for if Titonius Rex falls, Lightning Hold will fall, and Lightning Hold will not fall. The troll drones on, audibly struggling to emote and occasionally tripping over his lines. Overall, the acting quality is roughly on par with what you expect from a primary school Christmas pageant. Philip stares at the screen, listlessly chewing his beat. His nose is wrinkled in distaste, his fists clench and unclench. Mercifully, the video feed cuts to static. 8 months ago. Screen flickers, the video feed of Philip pops on the screen. He's sitting in the corner watching an episode of Night Kings of Lightning Hold. His jaw hangs slack and he stares at the screen in rapt attention. But father, Titonius Rex is risking his life, nay, his very soul, to defend the lightning hold from the Jubuthons. His enchanted sword, Argonar, feeds upon his honor and bravery, and seeks to transform him from a noble Night King into an evil demon lord. Philip's lips move silently, mouthing the words they are spoken. Apparently he's committed the entire script to memory. Oh dear. Elderly sounding elf actor. My darling daughter, that is why I cannot send my troops. Your beloved Titonius Rex walks the knife's edge between light and darkness every time he draws the devil blade from the scabbard. It is a long past time you learned the truth about me, Brianna Thay. I was the one who trapped the demon lord Karabork within that blade. Breathy actress lets out a sharp gasp. Philip mimes the motion, and a tear begins to trace his way down his cheek. But father, you can't mean... Yes, my daughter. I was the one they called Thunderspear, the sworn enemy of Titonius Rex's people, the Honga barbarian tribe. And this is all your fault. The Jubuthons, the threat to my beloved soul, all of it. The only way to save Trollasheen, my darling daughter, Trollasheen, and your mother, who I hid away when you were but a girl. She's still alive, Brenna Thay. A security drone floats by to inspect Philip. Idly, he reaches out and begins to stroke its casing, petting it as if it were a house cat. The video feed flickers and sputters out. You find yourself back at the main menu. Today's archive. The screen flickers and Philip appears on the screen. He appears to be dancing with one of the security drones. The machine weaves and bobs frantically to avoid colliding with him, and with every motion the lab tap slides in to fill in the empty space. Oh dear. Around and around they go, twirling and writhing across the laboratory floor. There's an enormous smile on Philip's face. When the lights go dim, an alarm begins to sound. Danger. Danger. True detected. Security's protocols engaged. I admire your bravery, noble vassal. But this is my fight. I, Philip Rex, will defend this land with my life. Indeed, my very soul. Sir, please clear the area. Hostiles inbound. No, noble spirit. It was you who must. I repeat, clear the area. Hostiles inbound. Perhaps you're right. I'm already a Night King. Perhaps this is your time to shine. I will not rob you of this moment of glory. I will allow you your moment in the sun. When you return victorious, I will grant you lands and titles to reward your heroism. Please clear the area. Philip turns and steps at camera range. The drone is joined by two others who wait in the holding pattern facing the camera. The picture breaks into static and the video feed cuts off. Oh dear. Yeah. Get the door for a second. Okay, it is ajar. Make sure that if the cat, it's video reminds, if the cat decides she wants to join, she can do so. All right, so open door there. All right. Another way down to the lower level. But we got keycard B, and I believe that gets me through that door there. Yep, console in front of you seems to control the locking mechanism of the door in front of you. A keycard reader has been set in the front bezel of the console. Securing on level B. Open the door. there's that entrance. Oh, and it's a med kit. Oh, it's in that mustache. Alright, and before we go down, let's save my game again. Lock safe. Schematic. Auto injector for bliss. I can probably sell that to somebody. Alright, can't exfil from there. Can I hack bypass the panel? Nope. Aha, here we go. Here's where I want to save. And actually, we come in from the other stairwell. We would come in through here. Yep. Actually, there's some more loot which we could have picked up over here. Namely, some cash. It's just that where I would not have been able to proceed further was when I hit this key card here, I suspect. Road Maglock Slug, and it seemed that someone in the not-too-distant past has feared the surface with feces. That's a pretty short list of people, by which I mean it's Philip. The doors, key swipe access them as clearance B, access only, printed on its case, swipe the key card. Door lunks open. The Hellhounds. Okay. Alright, how do I do this? That's pretty good cover. And I'm going to mark you. Or not. Well, you take cover here. You've got a kick. Missed, damn. Okay, Iger. One Hellhound down. Oh, that sucks to be me. Mark, Billy. There we go. Does AP damage, which is what I want, because I want you out of action. And aim this way just in case somebody decides to make a nuisance of themselves. Hit on them. Billy is like Billy was someone to be worried about before. I feel a lot better about the situation now. And let's keep you out of action. 3 AP. There we go. No, I hit the drone. Alright, I'm gonna try this ability out now. Missed. That's okay. I'll live with that. No, the drone! Got it marked. Okay, here we go. How's this party doing? I think we're all okay. And I'm gonna take the key card. No optional objective to find the body. You're back! Is Billy dead? You retrieved the long-lost keycard E? Got it right here. Have it, the keycard! I'm gonna take it back to the hallowed halls of the executive ring with an expansive supply of non-perishable treats. Hurry, noble stranger. Use it to unlock the door and make all our dreams come true. Okay. Got the key card. The key panel's like to boost some more present hue and the door unlocks. The gates, they've opened. Please. Thank you, my friend. You've granted me the most secret of my heart yearned for most, a respectable supply of non-organ-based foods. You will always be welcome to those hallowed halls. I, Philip Resk, do so swear it. We caused the lockdown. A calamitous series of events began with a spill cup of soy calf and ended in terror and blood. Oh dear Christ. That's how the that's how the stand started. It will sound like there's a long awkward pause. And? Want more? I don't want much explanation. Let's have one. Where to begin? One of the lockdown was, well, Griezler, executive, was making his rounds. Walking to the console check up on us, he held a bubbling cup of soy calf in his stubby little hands. We all know food and drink were forbidden outside the employee lounge, but Griezler was a proud man and would not obey the rules. What was our undoing? He tripped and fell, and his soy calf spilled into a console in the animal testing wing. There was a terrible snap of starting circuits, coupled with the stench of ozone all over the building. Emergency lights flashed and alarms flared. The building went into quarantine mode. The doors locked and shutters slammed closed. We were all trapped like rats inside. We were not afraid. We were sure that the malfunction would be fixed within an hour. We did not know what was coming for us. Amongst all of us, Giesler's devil barrage had done more than initiate a false quarantine. It had also shorted the locks on Billy's cage. The albino basilisk had slipped his bonds, and in that moment its reign of terror began. Oh dear. His voice crumbs to war. Within a half hour of the spill, Billy had slaughtered everyone who could have disengaged the lockdown. Executives were torn limb from limb. The business tire was shredded, their expenditure reports bathed in blood, and all of the rest of us were trapped inside with the savage beast. He fell silent, blinking, as he watched his expression in clouds. When he speaks again, his voice is small. In the end, only Heiner and I remained. We managed to start building the underworld, but there was no hope of escape for us. 2 years, someone's come knocking before now. No, as far as our world was concerned, we were still under quarantine protocols. Nobody knew why, nobody cared. The building had presumably been sealed for a reason. The world at large wasn't in a hurry to crack it open again. Heiner and I find ourselves completely isolated from the outside world, with a terrible creature running loose from the basement. Our choices were to give up or die, or make the best of it. Make sure you've come to expect floods back into the lab tech. His red arm wide and no smile on his face. As you can plainly see, we chose the latter. We persevered and transformed this husk of a building into the glorious kingdom that you find yourself standing in today. It's all for the best. In the end, I tamed this land and have grown to love it. I will never live anywhere else. The show. It is my life, my entire life, my reason for being. Wow, it must be rough, being that big a fan and not having seen the ending. The reel's really been struck. You're saying there's more? Yes, the last episode before it got cancelled. You know, the hastily written final chapter where you find out what happens with the Jubuthon invasion? I always thought they were left dreaming to the imagination, like a beautiful dream. He fidgets uncontrollably, but now the dream is over. I'll never know peace until I see this conclusion for myself. You must help me. You must find a way to show me the final episode. I need it. But I can do that. Chief, this guy might not know how to disengage the quarantine, but I can. Once we reestablish the Billion Midget connection, it'll be no big deal for me to download the last episode for him to watch. If nothing else, it'll keep him occupied for a while. Go for it. Sure thing, Chief. Everyone is building all network together, so I should be able to drop the quarantine from any computer in the place. Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is the happiest day of my life. It's a terminal to disengage the quarantine. Let's find... Oh, there's a terminal over here. Perfect. Alright, the building protocols. Plugs the cybernetic terminal and punches the escape key with a flourish. A second later hits the Y key. Building lights flicker. That can't have been it. You still have to do something else, right? Jack in the Matrix or something? Nope. That's it. Quarantine disengaged. Now to get filled the last episode of his bullshit Tridy show. His fingers dance over the deck's keypad. A few minutes later, he glanced up with a smile. Done and done. The horrible conclusion that terrible show is waiting for Phil in his media center. You want to know how it ends? Not particularly. Too bad, I'm telling you anyway. Tonius West and himself Sweetie's dad make up, a bunch of elves fight the Jubathons, get their asses kicked, and the whole Karabork the Demon Lord subprod is dropped because the show's effect budget gets cut. In the end, Titonius saves Lightning Hold by rallying a peasant revolt. It comes out of nowhere, barely makes sense, and the whole thing ends in a vomit-inducing love scene. It's a goddamn train wreck. And Phil's happy. Quarantine is over. Put it BioWare real quick. It's BioWare, pretty standard stuff. Paint editors, trauma dampers, ortho skin, things like that. It was all reverse engineered by existing BioWare products, right? I've read up on Sutherland's process. Yeah, that's it. Knockoffs. Dangerous work. Legal most places, but not here in Berlin. Our investor needed it that way. Explains why a company in Spain wasn't hired. Yes, too risky here in Berlin. No problem with the law, because there is no law. Just have to be careful. All for not now. Oh, our copies were good. It's the real thing. Who cares? It's all just meat in the end. Yeah, that meat I'll take off your hands. Go ahead, be your pockets. We'll take whatever you like. On the other hand, we'll avail myself of the snack bar. Back with the underworld. Sewer, right? It was just a sewer. Sewer wells, never start month of. Got subject peasantry. Don't harvest the meat when you cook in our quarter lab. When you company, they keep me warm. They're drones. They're my people. They are people. They're my people. Just because you can't understand our bond, that doesn't mean it isn't real. There you go, Cancer. Our cheetah's bond is too far gone. So you go think my peasants, I can make more. Turn to me, I'll show them the love only true ruler can. I will bathe them in my infection, and they. Oh, look at the ceiling. Oh, hundreds. Their system is quite state of the art. User friendly too. It didn't take long to figure out how to make some peasants wake up and others go to sleep. I can allow the majority of my peasantry to rest peacefully, basking in them as my rule. I can wake them up at any time, but why? I say let them rest. Best, else, quarantine is off now. Yes, peace will be known and brought to the land. Went off the records room. There we go. Got some karma for that. Let's let's grab the sample. Hey, now to the Cruise Bazaar. Before we do it, okay. Nothing really else of note here. So let's get out of here before he finishes watching the episode and decides he doesn't like how it ends. Emerging face to face, day you find yourself standing face to face with a veritable wall of security personnel. A man in an expensive suit raises a megaphone to shout at you. You! Stay right where you are! Megaphone really isn't this, man. I'm standing right here. Your blades are stolen bioserpents secure on the ground and line your both hands in your hand. Do it now. All men open fire. Mission to retrieve it for him. You mean? Is he Exkibiel, you mean? Yes, we know about him. He has quite a reputation back in his brain. We're at Shiaway Street, some material infringes on 15 of our company's patents. The organs you're carrying are based on our intellectual property. Today you come visit? It was coincidence. We came when the quarantine was broken. The sign of this place and lockdown went into effect. You called us here to open the doors. It's months ago. It's cheaper to set up a camera than his amount of hazmat cleanup effort. All the kind of merchandise wasn't contained. We didn't care that was in there, but it will not hit the streets. Now shut your mouth and open the door. We will open fire. Don't make me kill you, man. It's Shadowrun. You don't know when to keep your mouth shut. Men, open fire. You will not threaten this man. The shrill voice crackles over the building's intercom system and reverberates through the empty streets. You will not threaten this man, Jubuthon, dog. The fuck? Too long have my people lived in fear of your aggression. I, Philip Rex, will protect this land from your Mongol deprivations. Corporate spokesman turns to address the security officers behind him. You two, enter the building, find whoever's on the intercom, and silence him. Yes, sir. Turns back to face you, reaching the sidearmer's hip. And as for you... The loud voice's tech rises at the speakers. Underneath you can hear the insistent sound of fingers hammering on a keyboard. Peasants, arise and defend your home. Do you only believe in yourselves? The power is yours. Peasant uprising. Oh god, it's the soundtrack to the stupid show. Oh, I love this. This is great. They have the soundtrack to the stupid show. Oh. That's actually a really good spot for you. You're actually in pretty good shape, so you know what? Now you, jerks, can be shredded. Looks like a good cover position for you. Good. They're prioritizing the drones. Good. Do that. Oh, I completely forgot to have you activate your, And that takes care of the demon. Wow, you are terrible at the grenade thing. There we go. I am healed. We're out of line of sight. That was a really good shot. Okay, that hurt. Alright, I need to heal myself again. You're more of a pressing priority. Shotgun to the face. I'll take some hype, and I'm going to mark. There we go. Man's suit is now marked. Negative 8. You are knocked the F out. Back to sniper rifle for you. There we go. As the smoke begins to clear, a cry of jubilation sounds over the silent bioscience building's intercom system. We've done it! We have done it, my friends! The Jubathon hordes have been defeated. Great victory, I declare a new age of occupation and commerce. My peasants will form trade agreements with neighboring kingdoms for the betterment of all. You do you, Phil. Farewell, stalwart elfling. We will remember you always. Hear the sounds of Son of Phil push himself with the intercom. A few seconds later, the building's external speakers fall silent. Well, hey, that worked out well. That means that hopefully we'll have a trade agreement for the products at the facility with the Cruise Bazaar. That could get us some monetary stability, I would hope. The U-Bahn direct trip back from the Adenauer Platz is a shaky one. Surprisingly, the train is packed. The only empty seats are at the very back of the car. A haggard-looking mother watches down the aisle, dragging her 3 screaming children behind her. 2 boys and a girl, each around 6 years old. When nears you, your eyes fix on the frozen pouch of bioengineered meat that you liberated from Sutherland's executive freezer. She opens her mouth to say something, but that moment the little finger jams a girl into her brother's nose, the boy howls, and the young mother's shoulders slump. Slowly, robotically, she turns back towards her destination and begins to trundle forward, dragging her squalling offspring towards with the solemnity of a funeral procession. Eventually, the train hums to a stop. You debark gratefully, looking a freezer's worth of BioWare samples behind you. We'll do karma. Oh, hey, let's cash these in. Wired reflexes is good. I like upgrading your sniper rifle, though. Costs 1 AP to cast, or increase the blast rate. Let's make it. Let him cast it more. Do more in his cast it faster. Jackson gain ability to revive. Drill pump it down. Oh, I revive them at 24%. Oh! Or last one more round. I like using. Let's just. Oh, she's just got a revive ability. It's like that she basically just has a trauma kit on a cooldown. It's nice. I like that. And then you, cyber deck or hydraulic deck. Towards a 0 AP action. Round. Cyber deck looks good. Yep. Let's turn in the quest items. Because I don't need a whole bunch of... I don't need a locker full of BioWare. Here you go, Doc. Doctor's expression brightens when he catches sight of you. Ah, you're back. Do you have my merchandise? Right here. Yes, so you do. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Good work, Count Zero. Item samples of the labels, Kidney's candy store. I will transfer 2,000 new yen into your account for the job. In a moment, I will add the samples you've recovered to my inventory. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Excuse me. Discuss. Heads up on Shiaways. Oh. Republic of Spain. Returns against me. Tablet placed as a field day. There are files on me, but they won't take any direct action against the Cruise Bazaar. I have information on several executive comparison came to light. What caused the lockdown? They do. Tell me I'm ears. Stupid accent. That is frustrating. Below one of the rich merchandise. Well, he survived, and he's holed up in the facility. Stern, stay along the lakes. The lease is paid through 2061. I don't need the building for anything. Let's send characters to be generous. Money's already spent. I can't get your refund. The cleanup cost of the building up and running would ruin me, so it's going to sit idle one way or another. I have one facility. If a friend wants to play with fantasy, so there's more than welcome to. I wash my hands of it. Let you go. And also, the facility is still cranking. To say the facility is still cranking out. BioWare at cut rate prices. Let's buy some more stuff. Alright, I can upgrade my deck. ESPs. Okay, I can get some of these. Attacker expert system, assassin expert system. And sniffer level 2 to upgrade my existing sniffer. That should work with my usual loadout. Perfect. Oh, I need to buy some more, I need to buy some more kit from you. One more thing, Doc. We can install it. Interesting. Again, install it. Materials. I need medical supplies. I used a gold trauma kit. And buy a bunch more advanced med kits. Advanced med kit there. And another dose of hyper. There we go. That's pretty good. Let's go chat with the crew before we move on to the next quest. Check Blitz. Thoughts on the last run? Talk about. Doing alright? Great. Alright, so we'll wind down and relax for a change. Don't worry about this ganger or that ganger. I mean, something like my whibs. It's a good chain. Gotta say, head back to the team. Questions? From the gang. Joined in the revolution of 39. Kid back then, too, realized how good he was. Made more money in the shadows. I should trust you. I mean, I'm a trustworthy guy. Tell me about the gang you ran with. Don't worry, kid, just tell me. Broken Kip, small gang, street level, gun places, pro protective bombing, Dieter. Meet with them, help them take the hotel. The Dieter killed the firefight, and that's when the hotel got attacked. Oh, things fell apart. No, it's not when the hotel got attacked. Ownership, but the change was bad to her, to him, Bucket. Took over Leone Luster, vicious streak, and was not too fond of her. And what him? Turn on him? So why? He felt the ship. Vigorously. L had a bounty on his head, and then the hotel got taken over. Make go that way, and then the hotel made it turn over. Less pressed, he had the hotel get attacked. Well, we're gonna stick next out for him, so good numbers, creative shot. Ha! Hacked into his computer and sent all the information to our rival organization. And basically he opened the doors for the hotel. Yeah, like, under the circumstances, that was kind of the right move to do. Because he would have been dead either way. So you rolled the dice, and you rolled badly. But I also didn't know that if he's on the team, that he may go after me. That don't try to screw him. How you doing, Dante? Pet him. it. Are you dead? Doesn't know that one. And pet you anyway. And what do you think of the last run, Iger? Not ready to chat yet. Okay. Think of the last run? Lodge. Secret resist, not a fool, not being telling the truth. It's not familiar. Me, Dietrich might help. No longer. Ask him. How you doing? Feeling happy. Coming, like it though. Talk. Yep. Hi, I'm for this, but it's time. Look. I'm gonna tell you some things about myself that might change your opinion of me. It's entirely possible to hate me based on what's coming up next. I've accepted that. If that's what happens, I sincerely believe I deserve it. Can you push forward with this? It's important to you. And there we go. Moved to Furestel. Haro. Important figure in the story. Old enough to be paternal, but young enough to hang with the kids on something of peer level, mid-20s. Maybe 30s, I would say. That's me guessing. Handsome, well-built, with a neatly trimmed beard and thick brown hair. Something else about him, something uncanny. Charisma, this raw magnetic attraction we can watch on him. Saw it over and over. Pat the Soldier and Terror of Comfort. The kids falling like puppies. It sounds like a cult. Marta, as much as she loved me, we forgot all about another when Haro's around. Close to him, part of the inner circle, soon enough we were. Exciting, yet these rules really teach us rules about self-determination, the importance of disobedience, scheme to taught classes at the University of Berlin, which he painted as a mix between earthly paradise and an anarchist playground. Oh. He told us how fewer Steli would be the focal point of a new movement to the fatherland, something special, kids. For those of us in the inner sanctum, Hera would share even more. He had power like we'd never seen, not like my father's drunken fists or my own child experiments, but genuine incredible power. He clearly came from the Horned God, an ancient deity that he confederated. Oh, it's a cult, and because we're in the sixth world, cults have a lot more to them. When you have real magic. My latent abilities right away, to effort to teach me, I accepted. Reputation. In my reputation that my gained is well deserved, there's more to it than that, you'll see. Rough waters ahead. He taught me to channel music, magic, and summon spirits. He taught me rituals of pagan traditions, Machiavellian philosophy, and Nietzschean ethics. And above all, it became this horned god, and I threw it on power and arrogance, and it was all downhill from there. Hero Still is Hero's enforcer, working girl is also his wife, sometimes wife and concubine, with the distinction I shared with all the girls in the concubine, including Marcia. I came to learn he'd been his long before she met me, but at that point I didn't care. I embraced the rules of living. Hero's creature through and through, and asked questions and walked the path that was in front of me. Other effects in those years are cruelty. I had power now, and my new idol encouraged me to use it. Hero did the same. Any children that pulled their weight were subject to my tender mercies, and I was nothing but tender. I took what I wanted rather than ask and force it. I liked it, it was fun. I know the Hero's Horn God was not the Eisenfurt's worship by throwback cults throughout Germany. It wasn't the god with hordes, but it came to all get a different position. Care to hazard the guess. This is why I have, so, not to get too much of religious stuff, but this is why I have a problem with, I don't talk about this online, I have a problem with the do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law spiel with Satanism, in particular LaVeyan Satanism, because yes, Anton LaVey is gay, or was gay. Or bi. The joke I've heard is that he was a gay person. And yes, it's a disadvantaged population. But he still came from money. And money, and he was, I believe he was British too? And the way homosexuality was viewed in Britain from LaVey's time is different. Let's say homosexuality in the United States. And also, again, LaVey is a white guy, so LaVey, do as you will shall be the whole of the law, has a different connotation to it, a different weight to it. It's a statement coming from a person of power and privilege due to race, social class, and ability. Or by ability, I mean disabled or not. Do as you will shall be the whole of the law means something different when it means that when someone who views themselves as better or superior to people with disabilities or who racially discriminate and that sort of thing. It's the problem I have with LaVey and Satanism is it basically is do as thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Does it have a asterisk next to it saying also don't be a dick? And while the Satanic Temple, the one who does the commissions the statue of Baphomet to go up whenever anyone puts up the Ten Commandments and that sort of thing, who uses their name of the Satanic Temple to needle the religious right. While I appreciate what they do, I also always kind of have a little bit of with their choice of moniker. Not because I think Satanism is inherently bad, but because LaVey and Satanism and all the do as thou wilt and all that. Even if they don't say, "Oh, we're not LaVeyan, we're something different. We're not like real Satanists. We're just doing it to troll people." But it bugs me a bit. I hear you say it. Old Scratch, whoever as the adversary. If you like to call it, everybody, Satan, Lucifer, Old Scratch. The magically active community refer to it as the adversary. What you choose to call it is every bit as bad as it sounds. In Christianity, Lucifer in some of these texts refer to as Satan as referred to as the adversary as well. But in that context, it's the adversary as an adversarial relationship, not necessarily a villain, but something else. Anyway. So my idol, the ancient deity, is feeding my power as the antithesis of everything that's right and good, and you know what? I didn't care. From time to for heroin, I committed more atrocities than I can count. When I was no lost tricks, new first stone was a honey trap, carefully designed to lure local children in master's clutches. I know that kids who receive Hero's brainwashing techniques rounded up fertilizing the garden, knew that Hero's entire manifesto was bullshit, and knew that through it all, Hero and the anniversary were laughing because I was laughing right there beside them. I don't want to pin my blame for decisions on anyone but me. That said, I would like to posit my father's connection to the Cruise Raiders might have helped play my willingness to serve the adversary. In my warped, indoctrinated little brain, I equated the church with evil, so the opposite of that I figured had to be, well, if not good, then at least not totally bad. But I was kidding myself, of course. My new deity was the very definition of bad, serving it made me bad. End of story. I think this is the right option to stay. I can't excuse what you did, but in context, there is a logic to it, which makes sense. It's not good that you did what you did, but I get why you did it. I can't absolve you from blame, both because I'm not in the position to, well, multiple positions. One, I'm not in the position to absolve you from blame. The people you've hurt are the ones who decide whether or not you are forgiven, whether or not you are at fault, or Harrow is the one at fault. But nor do I lack sympathy. That's big of you, Count Zero. I generally mean that. One day, Harrow invited me on a field trip to Stuttgart. Over the years, I was at Zero, the company doubled in size. It was all thriving thanks to the efforts of Marcia and the girls like her. Harrow would send the girls out neighboring cities to learn the street kids only missed. He targeted children because of what he used to indoctrinate, and because nothing makes the adversary happier than the corruption of innocent. He planned to go out to pick up the new recruits. I was already planning ahead. It was a foregone conclusion that I'd pay my father a visit. The irony of the recruits were just getting immolated by a genuine servant of an actual devil tickled me to no end. So when Harrow stopped to fill up on diesel, I hopped out of the bed and fell off the foot in my parents' place. Harrow wasn't obviously concerned about my absence. I had long reached the point where I could assert my autonomy, and he knew I'd be back. I could wind up at my folks' house sometime soon. I could hear the adversary whisper in my ear, telling me what to do. As long as I learned to listen to its voice, it always rewarded me with extra power when I did its bidding, so it told me to knock, so I did. The door opened, I could feel a torrent of flames welling up in the astral plane all around me. It told me to channel them into the doorway into my father, so I did. Of course, the person at the door wasn't my father, it was my mother. She killed her mother. The person who actually had her back. Pulled on some pops. It wasn't servant of the adversary. It was not Harrow's number girl. It was a fool who weirdly tied her soul to worst thing in existence. This whole thing actually afflicted him to us entirely. Knew he had to get away from Harrow. Worst thing he had to do, so I bit my lip and did my best to ignore the happy babble of new recruits on the trip back to Florestel, and managed to get through the ride without screaming. Once we were back at the commune, I broke into Harrow's safe, stole the commune's resources, and ran. I don't know when Harrow realized what I'd done, or whether he even cared. All I knew that no one came after me, so I kept running and running until I got to Berlin. Getting past the wall is very simple. You know how easy it is to obtain falsified papers. The biggest obstacle I faced during my flight with the adversary itself. I could run from Harrow. How do you run from something that's tied to your own soul? So she scorched herself. She became a scorched mage, meaning that she underwent heavy cybernetic augmentation. Probably practically to the point of being a cyber zombie. As far down the essence path you can go in order to mitigate the adversary's hold on her. And in Shadowrun terms, the highest grade, the latest, the cutting edge cyberware, the newest stuff, the best stuff you can get, uses the least essence. Old kit, on the other hand, uses a lot more essence. So she deliberately got obsolete cyberware because it would use as much essence and as much of it as possible to get as much, to basically cut ourselves off from the astral plane as much as possible. I walked in the office of the first street dog I could find, pointed at all the biggest, bulkiest pieces of cyberware he had on display, and told him to put them into me. He grabbed something better merchandise, arguing that export was old and inefficient, bringing me soon to be installed to be seen in the body. He told me I'd be shredding my essence, and once it was gone, I'd never be able to get it back. I stuck to my guns. After all, shredding my essence was the whole point. Up to you, horizon sunk in a hollow, the aura of Lost Runner is palpable. She looks like a woman who has been through hell. That's probably a really good turn of phrase. That's all for now. You've heard the tale, know why I'm the way I am. I'm done and how much I have to atone for. My company fine. I've lost your friendship, I understand that too. Now I need to be alone. Oh, crap. I'll teach you about the lodge. Remember the lodge? Lodge, but the Black Lodge? Lodge mean the Black Lodge? Maybe, I don't know, that's all I heard. I'm describing to you, and let me tell you what I'm saying fits. Shadowy, powerful, secretive as hell, with deep pockets and a penchant for hiding the truth. They conduct all their business through dupes and go-betweens. Sound about right? Yep. I'll stay far. That's them in Tech Month. I ain't saying it is, but I stay far away with them. Far, far away. If you don't take their money. If you do, they'll own you. Didn't take the money. What else have you heard? Well, mother of all conspiracies, been haunted for years, been practicing magic since Open for the Awakening. Puppet masters for the Masons, Templar, and the Bavarian Illuminati. What? That's true. Things do happen every day. Right, couldn't win. Alexander. See him around later. Happening. Oh, refuse, but hey, probably wouldn't be a good idea. There's many more, but so long. Stop snipe again. Different type of dragon. Corporation. Good idea. Big enough and heinous enough, you might be satisfied. The bargain negotiated the Iron Slayer before. Feel about it. I take it either Dragon's heard us. Let me question his temper sore than mine. I'll tell you what, boss. I'll think about it. Okay. Kill dragons. You think we're easy. I guess I'll be too old to keep up his wishes. Okay, so the Black Lodge, who I've basically ticked off, is a bunch of really nasty mother hubbards, and I have taken them out of my hair. All right. New messages. No new messages. Channel PBS. No paid data I can sell right now. Go back. Oh, actually, wait. Keywords. No new articles. I just did a run too and everything. Jerk. Alright, jobs directory. Jobs. Product extraction. Schmidt client. Grand Flu black box. On-site. Top stick with you. Greetings, I trust this connection secure. Naturally, whom have the pleasure of the speaking. Call me Herr Schmidt, Mr. Smith, instead of Mr. Johnson, which is normally how it works in the U.S. Shadowrun community. Hey, about Herr Schmidt, you have some business for me? Indeed, I have a job for your team. Simple matter. Judging by what I've heard of your team, I assume they'll be well suited to the task. The interest I work. My representative learned that AG Kimi Europa is working on a company-wide project, something very secret, very new. Reliable sources inform me they're keeping a working prototype of this new venture at their Berlin facility. I see. Your employers wishes us to acquire this prototype for them? Naturally. What is this project? If I want my team to carry the prototype for you, I need to know what they're looking for. Not at liberty to say. I can tell you their prototype is branded Mark 6. I can also tell you your team will find it at the 25th floor of the Berlin facility in the office of one Albrecht Haushofer. Further, assist your team by disabling building security and gaining access to the 24th floor. From there, they will be on their own. Such vagueness can be dangerous, Herr Schmidt. I'll not commit my team to run without better understanding of what the job entails. Facing our dangers is the purpose of a Shadowrun Council. Your team will be rewarded handsomely for your services. Employers have set aside 20,000 yen for the job. Consider it hazardous play if you wish. Make it 25,000 or look somewhere else. 22,500. Final offer. Very well. I can pass your offer on to my team. Any further details you can provide? Haushofer's office will be locked behind a vault door. The lock is old-fashioned. Of the mechanical variety, I'll provide your team with a copy of the key. I also provide you with a little black box, a solid-state device your team can use to override a variety of building systems. Your team will enter the facility's underground garage. When your team has acquired the Mark 6, have them exit the same garage. I will have a van waiting there to extract them. Thank you, Herr Schmidt. I will pass your offer on to my team. Good day. I will accept the job. Point one during the screen. So, 2 jobs active. Alright, so we got the next 2 main quests. Next 2 quests on the board are main quests. Wolfenstein, screen stuck. Yeah. Alright, let me try switching back to windowed. Hopefully it didn't kind of lose too much footage. I think the windowed might be what was trying full screen, see if that would work nicer. How is it now? Okay. Alright. 3 karma points to spend. Willpower is less useful. Yep, okay. So, good to know. Useful experiment here is if I'm using, when I'm using Streamlabs OBS, I need to be playing this game in windowed. Oh, wow. That's a slight bummer, but okay. I'll take a look at the footage archive and see how much I lost. I hate to have lost like a whole run there and some dialogue exposition. May mean that this footage ended up just being used for review instead of doing a full Let's Play. That sucks. Oh well. Alright, 3 karma points. Interesting. So one of the things in Dead Man's Switch, there was interesting gameplay note there, was once you got high enough level, you basically had lightning reload from Feng Shui, where you just immediately reload without having to cost an AP. We've dropped that in Dragonfall. Alright, so for others points to spend on, don't know if to spend on to boost decking. I could probably boost biotech a bit, just to heal up more. Boosting willpower is good too. Resistance there. And I can't boost dodge any further. I'm going to hang on to that karma for now, I think. Alright. Two quests. So let's talk to Paul. Didn't know anything about. Nope. Paul doesn't have any information on the Black Lodge. Okay, so I'm actually kind of planning on wrapping up for the night. So I have a question for you. I'll ask you, Wolfenstein, since you are in the chat. Do you want me to talk of my next 2 runs? We've got 2 runs next up. Both are story runs. I have MK Mark 6 and Bloodline are my next 2. I'm leaning towards Mark 6. I think we'll do Mark 6 next time. As far as today goes, other issue is, well, we got a viewer. Is anyone else interesting streaming right now want to send stuff to? Nash is streaming right now. And streaming Mass Effect 3. I did a stream of that back a while back. I did a Let's Play of all of that. So, I'm going to send you over to Nash. Do a raid. Okay, Nash is good people. Nash is the dude who does Radio Dead Air, who does other fun stuff. And so, yeah, send it over to him. He's good people. And be good people to him. I second, like, make sure you got stuff up on my end over here. So, and in the meantime, before I go, if you enjoy what I do, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/count0or. And also my blog at count0or.com. I have good stuff, and hopefully you enjoy the pros reviews, videos, that sort of thing. A new episode of Nintendo Power Retrospectives going up this week. Next week, I've got a little bit of editorializing stuff and other interesting things going up over the next month in general. Along with my planned pros Let's Play of Pool of Radiance. And Patreon backers get access to my posts on that up to a week in advance. So, all that out of the way. Catch y'all on the flip side. Keep getting the wrong button here. I'll figure this out one of these days. Alright. Awesome. Tell Nash I said hi. And once again, be good humans.